Hello, everybody. This is ANF anchor Alan Devlin. Wanted to talk to you all a little bit tonight about our top stories for this fine Monday, February 6th. Good evening to you all. I am going to run through a couple of the biggest stories that we've got going on right now in the Atlanta area. Some of them are here local. Some of them are on an international scale. Things I'm sure you've already been aware of as far as what's been happening the last 24 hours or so. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend, and we're going to go ahead and just jump right into it here. One of the biggest things and one of the most exciting things to talk about, of course, happened over the weekend, the Grammy Awards. It was a phenomenal show. If you were able to tune in and take a look, we had some big winners, and like Harry Styles, Lizzo, Adele, Beyonce, all took home some of the bigger awards of the night. This is Harry Styles accepting his Album of the Year award, and Beyonce actually set the record on Sunday night for the most Grammys ever won by a solo artist. This is her setting that record and accepting that award. Lizzo won Record of the Year for one of her songs, a very popular song that I'm sure we've all heard of there. But it was a really good night. There was a lot going on, a lot of great performances, and it all culminated into a successful Grammy show, 65th Grammy show. We had some Atlanta natives as well do a hip-hop tribute. That was a lot of fun. I'm sure you guys got a chance to take a look at that as well. We've also got a lot of the show up on our website right now. CBS is also streaming reruns of the show if you miss anything and you want to take a look at it as well. And I want to also touch on really quickly, unfortunately on Sunday, WANF, if you were watching, we interrupted the Grammys mid-performance for a commercial break. The commercials disrupted the show around 10:31 p.m. and ran for approximately 1 minute and 45 seconds before returning back to the awards. Our Vice President and General Manager Eric Schrader released a statement regarding what happened, and in his words said, "Last night, an unfortunate interruption took place during our broadcast of the Grammys. Upon investigation, this turned out to be a result of human error at the broadcast hub that provides services to WANF. We are told the incident is being addressed internally. At the same time, we deeply regret the broadcast was interrupted and apologize for our viewers." And like I said, the entire show in its entirety, front to back, can be viewed on the Grammys website as well as on Atlanta News First. We put up a story that allows you to watch that in full right now, whenever you want, at your own pace. Moving on from that, we had a interesting situation go down early this morning, and I want to find the video here to show you guys. We had a car go into a home in Beaufort, and that driver of that vehicle died, according to police. 3 people were inside this mobile home there in Beaufort when that car slammed into a bedroom and injured 3 people that were in that bedroom. Witnesses and people nearby say they heard a loud boom and that house shook. The driver of that car, according to police, actually lived right next door to where this accident happened. There's the vehicle right now being carried away on the back of this truck right there. You can see just how damaged it is. Pretty hefty impact there. Airbags deployed inside that car. The driver, again, pronounced dead on the scene following that wreck, and the 3 people who were inside the room all thankfully survived. They were taken to the hospital. There's no reasoning as to why this happened yet. We don't have a reason as to why the driver would either lose control or intentionally or whatever it may be slam into the side of that home. Once we get more information from police, we will be sure to let you guys know. Something that's happening overseas that you probably have heard about. It's an unfortunate situation happening in Turkey right now. Turkey and Syria, I should say, because it kind of shares that border along that fault line. A massive earthquake struck the area, and we're getting devastating video out of that area tonight as people still try to find survivors. 3,800 people have already been marked dead in this incident, and that death toll, unfortunately, is expected to rise. You can see some of the rubble, some of the aftermath of that 7.8 earthquake, a massive earthquake right there on the fault line between Turkey and Syria. It's hard to watch sometime. I want to play this video for you guys really quick. There is audio involved here, and we're going to take a look at this and let you guys take a listen, and I'll jump right back in with you after you watch. That is a building collapsing in real time following these earthquakes there in the streets of Turkey. It is a terrifying scene to watch, and some of these videos are hard to watch, thinking about how these are just everyday normal people sprinting down the street away from, something they can't control, something they have no control over. U.S. is sending resources and rescue crews to help out in that area that's been devastated by these earthquakes, because it was one massive 7.8 and then a whole lot of aftershocks that followed that continue to wreak havoc on that area. Experts, geologists are saying that this is the biggest earthquake. Even though they consistently get earthquakes, this one is very likely the biggest earthquake they have ever had there in Turkey. And that is scary to think about, just how all-encompassing and how powerful Mother Nature can be when situations like this happen. A sad story. I hate to have to share with you guys, but there is an investigation ongoing right now. We've been cued into a pregnant woman, who was strangled to death here in the area. And right now, the person responsible is on the run, and police are trying to find this gentleman. They say the suspected strangler in this situation. This is all according to police. The woman, her name is JUANA Jose. She died January 29th. Atlanta News First is covering the story tonight. We will have more information at 9, 10, and 11 out of safety for those involved. At this time, we are not showing one of the photos that we were given by the family in response to this story. And so we're going to wait on that for now. But beginning at 9 o'clock here in just about 45 minutes, Asia Wilson, Atlanta News First reporter Asia Wilson, is going to have more on this story. She's been covering this here all evening, all afternoon, and she will bring you guys a live update. Right now, police are looking for a 20-year-old Max Roquel Kalel Sanis, and this is the suspected strangler in this case right now. He's been on the run, he's been missing, and he is charged right now with malice murder and felony murder of a child as well, because unfortunately in this situation, both the mother and the child she was bearing died in this strangulation. So it is a terribly sad story. Happened back on the 29th of January at 1108 Cooley Drive here in the area. And your hearts go out to that family. Once we learn more information about that, we will be sure to let you guys know. And the final story I want to talk to you guys about here today, before we get on to weather, is a double shooting that is happening right now in Southwest Atlanta, Seville Street. Chelsea Bimeford is out there right now. All we learned is that one person died and one was injured when APD arrived there on scene earlier this afternoon. We immediately sprung into action to figure out what was happening, and we're still piecing that one together. Chelsea Bimeford, like I said, is out there right now. She will be live beginning at 9 o'clock with an update from that scene. She's been out there for the last several hours since we first learned of this incident, and so as that continues to move forward, we will provide you guys with that update. I hate to end it on two sad stories, guys, but unfortunately today, that is kind of what we were handed as far as what's happening here in the metro and across the nation. But I do want to thank you guys for joining me and chatting with me for a little bit here. We're now going to jump into weather, and that is where I bring in First Alert meteorologist Cutter Martin, who is right now, the man of the hour for bringing us such wonderful weather. But I believe, Cutter, it's not going to stay like this for the entirety of the week, right?
Yeah, we have big changes on the way. Temperatures will be warming up to near 70 by Wednesday, and then First Alert Thursday. That is back in the First Alert forecast. So Thursday is the day to watch. That's the 7-day you see right now. You see the First Alert written in red: rain and storms, an 80% chance of rain. A pretty likely shot that there's going to be some rain across North Georgia, Metro Atlanta. This is one of those rain events where pretty much everybody is impacted by some of the wet weather. So just keep that in mind. We'll be watching this for the next few days, still nailing down the exact timing of the rain and when the greatest rain chance will impact your neighborhood. But we are confident in big changes on the way, including that chance of a couple thunderstorms in the First Alert forecast. Again, we'll go ahead and pull up the graphics once again. We're going to go through the hour by hour rest of this evening into the overnight hours tonight. And of course, your Tuesday morning forecast. More nice weather is on the way. And we'll kind of get started with that. Let's get you out the door tomorrow morning. Look at temperatures, low temperatures, basically the coolest number that we will see and feel tomorrow. That's going to be 42 at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, 37 in Redan, 37 in Lawrenceville, 37 in McDonough, Palmetto in the upper 30s as well, Kennesaw, Smyrna, Cobb County, most folks just shy of 40 degrees, probably between 37 and 39, the most popular numbers tomorrow morning as far as lows. Again, the coolest point of the day tomorrow occurring between 6 and 8 o'clock in the morning. 37 Blairsville, so even the mountains, most folks escaping a freeze. And then we have Covington at 37, 37 in Carrollton. So yes, it's going to be chilly out the door tomorrow morning. You'll still want that winter coat, but you won't need it all day. For example, case in point, here is that bus stop forecast. You need an extra layer out the door in the morning with temperatures in the upper 30s, lower 40s, though not as cold as the past few mornings. And then here is the look at the afternoon forecast. Shedding layers. We'll have some clouds around, but no rain in the forecast. Highs in the mid to upper 60s. 66 your forecast high temperature for the city of Atlanta. And again, we are answering your weather questions, comments, concerns, monitoring the Facebook feeds right now. We're live on 2 social media platforms at the moment. Atlanta News First on YouTube and Atlanta News First on Facebook. Those are the accounts that you can like, follow, and we can chat weather, talk weather back and forth on. But we're also live streaming Roku, Amazon Fire, AtlantaNewsFirst.com, and the news app and the weather app as well. Good evening to you, Michael Baxter. Thanks for watching. Tracy Lee Clarkson, Larry Harris, Ella Davis, Joe Manos, thank you for watching. And Willison Sandira, we're doing well. Thank you for watching. Michael Baxter, hello to you again. Thank you for watching this evening. Getting back to that forecast again, whether you have students going to the bus stop tomorrow or you're just heading on into work, it's going to be a nice day. Here is the hour by hour, kind of Atlanta-centric here. Notice how temperatures do climb. We're chilly in the morning, light breezes, a little bit of a more noticeable breeze as we get into the afternoon. And there will be clouds around tomorrow, not a completely sunny day, certainly more clouds tomorrow than what we had today. With our 3, 4, 5 o'clock temperatures peaking in the mid to upper 60s. Managed 66 today in Atlanta, going for about the same tomorrow. Temperatures a little tricky with some of those clouds, but what we can guarantee is that it will feel nice, especially by early February standards. Of course, tomorrow evening about this time, we're back into the 50s. It is still February. The sun still does set kind of early, so no huge surprises. It is going to be cooler tomorrow evening. So a nice Tuesday, a nice Wednesday despite more clouds, and then we have some bigger changes on the way. In fact, we do have a first alert. We are tracking more rain in the first alert forecast as we get into our Thursday. That's the next time period to watch as far as weather that could impact your plans. In particular, we're going to be watching that Thursday morning commute. In fact, here's a look at rainfall accumulation across the south, the mid-south, the southern plains, the Gulf Coast, and the southeast. Notice the heavier rains remaining to our west, but still worthy of a first alert. That rain could slow your morning commute. We'll take a closer look at North Georgia now. This is rainfall forecast to fall primarily Thursday, averaging between 1/4 and 1/2 inch. Though if you live south and east of Atlanta, I think your average could be a little bit closer to 1 inch. We're talking about rainfall accumulations, the majority of this falling on Thursday. Though some showers, especially south and east of Athens to Covington to Griffin to LaGrange line, along that kind of rough line and south and east of that line, there is going to be a lingering rain chance on our Friday. And here it is in that 7-day forecast. Greatest rain chance is obviously Thursday, the first alert, in particular between, let's say, 6 a.m. and noon. I think the wettest time period Thursday with some drying as we get into the afternoon. But notice on Friday, the written text there, rain southeast of I-85. It does look like southeastern areas from Athens down towards Macon and Warner Robins. You'll be favored for an additional rain chance Friday if you live north and west of there, and especially northwest of Metro Atlanta. Probably a mostly dry Friday, slightly cooler, though still some clouds around, even if you don't see the rain. And then much colder as we get into the weekend. Windy and cold, temperatures stuck in the 40s and lower 50s. Could be some snow flurries, some sleet pellets, maybe a few sprinkles. The risk of frozen precipitation, the sleet and the flurries, it's low. The chance is there though, I should say. It's greater than 0, but it's not likely. And I think that chance is greatest north of the metro up into the higher elevations of far north Georgia, Clayton, Helen, Ivy Log, Ellijay, Hiawassee, those mountain communities. You're favored for those flurries on our windy, cold Saturday. And then as winds calm down and the sky remains clear, we are tracking a freeze, widespread frost and freeze conditions Saturday night and a Sunday morning, so still feeling like winter as we get into next weekend, but this cold blast, it's a sharp one. It dropped substantially from near 70 Wednesday to barely 50 or 52 on our Saturday. It doesn't last long. We're already warming up back into the 60s Monday into Tuesday, and a reminder that you can always get that 10-day forecast at AtlantaNewsFirst.com and in the First Alert weather app. We show you the 7-day on TV. We occasionally take you even further out, but at any time, even if you're away from the TV, no matter the time of day, you can get that 10-day forecast, First Alert weather app, and at AtlantaNewsFirst.com. I want to thank you for watching, and to close it out now, we are only about 37 minutes away from our next newscast. Meteorologist Patrick Pete breaking down the forecast for you. Some of that new evening data coming in on Atlanta News First at 9 p.m. Also, we'll have our 10 o'clock hour and 11 p.m. half hour. Certainly some of the new model runs coming in by 11 p.m. So any alterations to the forecast, you can get it on TV, but also stream the newscast anywhere you are streaming this digital live weather forecast. And we invite you to tune in and to watch starting 9 p.m. Also that 10 o'clock hour and 11 o'clock half hour. Just a heads up, though, at 9 p.m. could go on just a little bit late, possibly preempted on Peachtree TV, so could start a little bit late, but we'll still be there for you, keeping you updated at AtlantaNewsFirst.com and in the First Alert weather app between now and then. Leaving you with a final look at that 7-day forecast. Obviously, roller coaster weather is back near 70 Wednesday, and then cold, windy, maybe some mountain snow flurries Saturday. We'll detail this all. Meteorologist Patrick Pete and I coming up here starting in about 30 minutes.